Welcome to Witchpolice Radio. I'm doing another quick hit interview, which is kind of these micro interviews I've been doing with local artists, and it gives an opportunity for the podcast to expand its reach a bit and talk to artists that maybe I wouldn't have known about before or wouldn't have had a chance to have a conversation with before. So the guest on this quick hit is someone who's pretty new to me. I mean, I heard your single the other day when you sent it to me, and I have a lot of questions for you, but I think the best way to start this off is if you want to introduce yourself and maybe give a bit of background about what you're doing musically.
Okay, well, my name is Ashlee Struss. I'm from Manitoba. I have been singing since I was 14 years old. I was introduced to music very early with my grandfather. He was in his own country band for a long period of time, playing the accordion and stuff. So he was the one that introduced me to, writing my own music and singing and stuff. So that's pretty much how I got into it. And I've been singing and writing my own music ever since.
Cool. Well, and the way that your name first came up is I think on another one of these quick hit interviews when I was talking to Chris Micheal, who is a local country singer that I've known for a while, and he's been, pretty active in the local music scene. So if I understand correctly, you're also part of his band, right?
I am, yes. I'm their supporting singer.
So how did you get involved with him? What was the connection there?
Funny story, actually. So there was a Facebook post that my friend had tagged me in November of last year, and they were looking for their backup singer. So right away, I without hesitation, I messaged him and was like, "Hey, I'm really interested in this role, and I'm wondering if we could have an audition." And I sent him a classic Stevie Nicks song, and right away he loved it. He's like, "Okay, well, I want to get together and let's meet up." And I met him that weekend and we had an instant connection. We got along really well and I've been with them since. So it's been really, really good. And he's helped me out a lot, with giving me that extra push to pursue my own music. And yeah, without them, I wouldn't be doing what I am doing right now.
Is that style that he does, is that similar to the style of music that you're interested in? The country music with more of a rock kind of tinge to it?
Well, yeah, see, I was in classic rock cover bands for quite a few years. So rock is definitely my background. So I think that's kind of why we kind of probably get along so well, because our voices are very similar. But yeah, no, I definitely come from a rock background, but don't get me wrong, I like my country music and all that too. So it's been kind of a little bit of a difficult transition to go from rock to country because I'm used to it, right? But I think that with Chris has been helping me a lot with that as well. So yeah.
So is this with these singles that you've been releasing, is this your first kind of foray into being a solo artist, or have you had experience doing that in the past?
No, this is definitely new for me. In February this year, I released my first single. It was called Fall In Deep. And that was the one that even for Chris with the Soda Room in his studio, that's the one that we pushed out first. It did really well. It's still doing very well. And then I just released this latest one, Wild Kind, and that was last week on Friday. So, and again, it's doing super, super well so far. So I'm very thankful for that.
That's great. It's good to hear. Do you feel, is there there's got to be a different kind of pressure on you, I guess, as an artist when you're backing someone up versus when you're putting yourself out there as a solo artist? So how has that transition been? Have you had is it nervous? Is it nerve-wracking putting your own music out in the world like this, or do you feel it's kind of the same thing as if you were performing with someone else?
It's definitely different. I've been I use social media as a huge platform for artists right now. Not just before COVID too, right? I mean, that's how you get your voice. So before I met Chris, I would post myself singing just cover songs and stuff, some of my own material on Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. So I mean, I kind of had a knack for it already, but completely different situation when you're in the studio and you're recording and you're actually holy, this is insane. There's no comparison, right? So but performing live with somebody else, I don't know. I think it's definitely different, but I can't wait to get on the road with this band and see what it's going to look like down the road. Hopefully 2022 will be a lot different for us.
Yeah, hopefully for everyone, because it's been kind of a crappy 2 years for anyone doing anything creative, right? What is the eventual goal of this? Are you hoping to put out an album, or are you just going to focus on singles for the time being?
I mean, realistically, I'm still very new to this, right? So for right now, I mean, of course, down the road, that would be awesome to put out an album that's a lot of work, right? And it's making things so much more difficult right now with these restrictions and everything. Like I can't see them, right? So I mean, it's been tough, but for now we're gonna continue to work on some singles and hopefully get those out there and keep it up and see how it goes in a couple of years from now.
Cool. What for someone who hasn't heard your stuff before, how would you define the sound? I mean, I know there's elements of rock in there, there's elements of country in there. I feel like country's probably the stronger in the singles I've heard. But are there other artists that you would compare yourself to that you think you sound like or you've been inspired by?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a country singer, her name is Gretchen Wilson. She's been probably one of my favorite country artists for a very long time. She's country, but she's got like that rock and she's got so much power to her voice. And like I have a lot of power when I sing, right? So for me to find those kind of artists that I can like relate to definitely helps. And that's kind of how I'm trying to go with my music, is definitely country rock more. Don't get me wrong, like I like my soft, subtle music country too, but no, it's gotta be, kick up your boots, let's have a good time, country music, right? That's what country is all about. And
well, and I think you're in the right province to be doing that kind of music too, because it definitely is popular in Manitoba and always has been, right? Country music has always had this like really tight grip, especially outside the city, outside of Winnipeg. There's just this massive country scene. So you're in the right place for it.
Yeah, for sure.
So you mentioned that you've been posting a lot of stuff on social media. If someone wants to find you and find out what you're up to, hear your songs, what's the best option for them to do that right now?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. So, facebook.com/Ashlee Struss Music is where you would find that. And Ashlee Struss Music as well on Instagram. You can also follow me on TikTok. TikTok is a huge platform for me also. But yeah, I'm on YouTube as well. So Ashlee Struss. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those social media platforms, you'll be able to find my music there.
And is it on all the streaming services and all that as well?
Yes, absolutely. Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music, you name it, it's there. Yeah.
Awesome.